So the channeled message that I got this morning on my daily walk is for the people who are enlightened. I feel like I identify as one of those people. We are here to spread a message. We are here as workers for Source, whoever you believe in. And we get placed into people's lives when they have that little spark of thought. Not everyone, okay? But someone at one point says, I wish things would be a little bit different. And that's where we come into their lives. And they have that choice at that point. Do they want to actually act on what they desire, which is change? Or do they fall into their patterns, which is being who they are that's not working out for them? So that goes for the people who are narcissist, avoidance, fearful, anxious. Anyone who's not within a secure attachment style. And I know I can say, like, when I met my avoidant, I walked into that relationship feeling like I was securely attached. And I really believed that he was a securely attached individual. And I only saw a version that I truly valued for 3 weeks, even though I've known him for the last 3 months of my life. The first 3 weeks are what captured me. And I'm kind of like still confused. Like, I think narcissists and avoidance are very similar because narcissists, they love bomb you. They put on that mask, they snag you, and then everything changes. But I feel like the avoidant did the same thing to me because I don't even know if his true personality was the man that I first met or who he showed me he was from week 4 until the end of the 3rd month of us knowing each other. But he had that choice. He had that choice to do better, to change, and change in an environment that was the most safe space for him. And I don't think I'm his first empath. To be honest, I did ask him, within the last 3 months, questions about his past. And he described to me people that I felt were like narcissistic partners. But then I also think he had empaths, and he walked away from those empaths. And again, I was put into his life as another empath, as another option. He didn't want to take on the challenge, and that's fine. Change is scary. So to reinforce daily reading 1 and 2, when you feel beat down by the world and you're like, oh my gosh, why can't I meet my person? It's not that you're not meeting your people. You are. Every soulmate you have, because part 2 ended with the 2 of Cups, soulmates, right? Every soulmate you have in your life, every person you meet, you both have the option to choose to grow together. One may not choose, the other one may not choose. The variables all change because of free will. Nothing can be forced upon you as a human. You get to make your own decisions. And when 2 people decide, yes, let's grow together, that's where you feel like you met the love of your life, right? 2 people actively choosing each other, choosing to do better for each other, choosing to honor each other. But most often, because 70% of the collective is functioning on their ego and their fears and their insecurities, they can't make that change. They can't choose to be better for their partner, especially if they're intimidated by their partner. So you may be someone that intimidates people because you're this bright light. So they're drawn to you because, wow, isn't that person so special? But then to be within your energy, they have to shift out of the dark into the light. And that's scary for a lot of people, But I don't think I ever want anyone who feels defeated in love to ever forget. It's always a choice. If someone didn't choose you, it's not your fault. It's nothing that you did. I look back on my most recent love interest, this avoidant. And I mourned him for a long time. I realized all the challenges he was putting me through was to prove that I was going to let him go, and I'm not patient, and I'm not understanding, and I'm not a safe space, until I realized that it didn't matter what I did because he was going to just keep challenging me until I failed, until I gave up. So the only thing I could do to save my own peace was give up. Even though I offered him to just be a man and live in my house, because I was like, look, you don't annoy me. I know I can handle you. You don't have to give me anything emotionally. You just exist and fix something if it breaks, right? He couldn't even handle that. That's fine. I respect it. But please understand, you are this empowered soul. You are the person that did the work. You are the person that Source has chosen to help wake up others. And with that responsibility, that strength, it kind of feels like you're being punished, but you're not. Because if you could look at it as you are walking into people's lives, giving them the opportunity towards better, towards a higher frequency, you're like a gift. They're just not choosing the gift, and that's okay. You can buy a lottery ticket tomorrow that's the winner and get mad that it's the winner and tear it up. You know, you're too afraid of having all that money, or too afraid people are going to take the money from you, whatever. You know, that's how they treat you. You are the lottery ticket. I know it's hard to say that when you feel all the hurt and pain from people kind of trampling on you. But again, haven't you realized how strong you are? Because you are the way you are because you were forged in the fire. There's not one person who is spiritually awake that I know that hasn't had a hard life, hasn't had trials, isn't continuously being tested. You know, you are the rising phoenix. There's that saying for it, because every time you burn down, you rebuild yourself. You get stronger, wiser. Even my cats even agreed. That was Georgie. I thought it was Chocolate. They have a very similar meow. I want you to remember, and even my cat just said, yes, you are this powerful soul. Don't let the world beat you down. And if you like anything that I translate from Source, please just share it with the world. Just share it. If you like the daily reading, cast it out, because I'm at the point that I think we need to wake humanity up. And for some weird reason, when I have a really good message from Source, like TikTok limits my views, or I assume TikTok is limiting my views. And I'm not doing this to like get famous, guys. I'm like literally saying, if you're like, yes, this makes sense, cast it out there so people can hear it. Or make your own videos, please, and say the same message. Please say it, because it's that important. It really is. We could be a completely different society. We can function in harmony. We can function in peace if people just understood that good people come into their lives to help them. And if they accept that help, they're being given a blessed individual to make all that work so much easier, because the person who did that work usually did it alone. Or, you know, what is it? Sharing is caring, pay it forward. Maybe someone helped them, now they're helping someone else, you know, and that's how we wake up the universe. That's how we wake up the collective. And the more people that are awoken, or woken, however you say it, awake, the easier it will be to have loving connections, because it will be two people actively choosing to support each other, not what we're dealing with right now, that constant pulling towards each other for, you know, the polar opposites, the light and the dark, and then repelling each other and all the sadness and chaos. It's not necessary. Let's be done with it. Have a great day.